This end of the year comes with many risks involved in regards to binary options, Forex trading, or any type of trading online. But additionally comes with the emotional control that we don't have most of the times. And this is the reason why many people end up losing money at the end of the year when you're a day trader. In this specific video, I'm gonna give you 5 tips as to how to avoid losing money in this end of 2019. Are you ready? My name is Christian and this is the BLW Online Trading channel. And if you're new here, I do a lot of software reviews, broker reviews, and give you tips and strategies such as this one as to how to make money with online trading. With that being said, let's jump into the video. So, like I said, at the end of the year comes December. Like starting the first week of December is kind of normal, but then after the second week, the last 3 weeks of December are usually the craziest of the year. And let's face it, even government people like public jobs and stuff like that, those people don't even work in December, like your government and stuff like that. So the markets also like get really crazy during these holidays. We got a bunch of news. We have the new year coming. We have Christmas. We have even Thanksgiving affecting. There's many things going on in the market. And it's I'm gonna take this opportunity like to give you my 5 tips as to how to avoid losing money with binary options or Forex trading. So let's go ahead and begin. The tip number 1 that I want to give you is do not chase any trades. Now, if you don't know what chasing a trade is the following. You look at a signal or you look at a movement in the market and you're like, hey, the price, if it reaches this point, is gonna start dropping. And the pair is right here, right? And it doesn't touch the SR that you're looking for in order to enter for a put or a sell. But then since it doesn't touch and you lose your patience, you usually enter even below the trusted SR. What's the problem there? You enter in this area and it never drops. And then it ends up above what the target is that you wanted. It ends up below the SR, but it ends up above the price you enter. That's chasing a trade. Means that you didn't respect the actual level of resistance that specific price had. That's a chase trade. So my advice is don't chase trades. If you don't get the perfect SR to enter a trade, don't enter the trade. It's better to miss a trade than lose a trade. Okay, if you don't put the trade, if you don't place it, you're not gonna lose money. But if you place it at the wrong price or SR, you're gonna end up losing money. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 for December. Right now, today's actually December 15th, 2019. So hopefully you're watching this fast. The second tip is invest no more than 7% of your balance. I usually recommend you to trade with 5 to 10% of your balance, but this month, I recommend you to stick to 7% of your balance at the most. Why? Simply because the risk is a lot higher this month. So if you place trades for more than that, you're risking too much. In exchange, the payout is not 100% in binary options. If you're trading Forex, you might get 100%, but in binary options, it's from 60, even 50% to like 78, 80% at the most this month. My recommendation is that you risk less, you invest less, so that your profits, even though are gonna be lower, your risk for losing are gonna be lower. That way, you're gonna control your emotions and you're gonna save your money. The third tip that I want to give you is for those who are always asking me if I recommend Martingale. And the tip number 3 is do not use Martingale strategy. Now, what is Martingale? For those of you who don't know, Martingale is I place a trade for $10 and I lose it. Then in the next trade, I invest $20 so that I can recover the loss of these $10. Now, what happens when you do that? It's simple that you're actually risking double that you risked before with the first trade. So what happens is that if you lose the first one for $10 and then you invest $20 to recover the losses of this one, and you lose the second one, you just lost $30 in one specific trading session. I do not recommend Martingale strategy, and mostly around this holidays, I don't recommend you to use it. My third tip is do not use the Martingale strategy and you will save more money. The fourth tip that I want to give you is if you trade manually or with a software, regardless, basically it's avoiding, just avoid a trade if the market conditions are crazy. Now, what is market conditions crazy? You see the support and resistance lines and you notice that it's being unrespected all the time. You notice that the trend is not being respected, depending on what strategy you're looking for. Even if you're doing the 2-minute strategy, you notice that it's not being respected, there are too many losses in a row, then it's probably time to back up, change your pair, or don't trade at all. It's better if you don't trade a day than if you lose that day. It's better not to have a session than having a losing session. So my biggest recommendation is take a look at the markets and analyze them 3 times even more than what you used to do to analyze it before. And if the markets are too crazy, don't trade at all. Many of the things, and before I give you the 5th tip, many of these tips that I'm giving you is if you trade manually. But if you are actually in my signals group, or you want to join my BLW signals group, it's at blwsignalsgroup.com, which is the new version of the Facebook signals group. There, what we do is that we do the analysis for you so that you don't have to do the analysis, and all you need to do is choose how much you want to invest and how many trades you want to place per day. But if you follow just one admin, you're gonna notice that it's from 3 to 6 signals at the most. Most of them are profitable signals, like 99% of the times are profitable signals, and they are the ones doing the analysis if the market is too crazy or not. So if you're too new or if you're not that experienced and you want to make money, I recommend you to go in the link in the description at blwsignalsgroup.com and join our signals group community. It will be way easier for you while you're actually educating yourself. I hope that really makes sense. And tip number 5 that I want to give you, it's pretty simple. I give you all the time this tip, and it's not just for this month, it's for the entire life, is do not let your emotions control you. Now, what happens if you lose a trade? Do you get all mad? Do you get all disappointed? Do you lose faith? Do you start thinking about quitting? There's many ways to actually think about this, but if you are one of those people who can't control your emotions, then I would suggest you even not to trade during these times. Why? Because these times are the riskier ones. So you're gonna see a lot of volatility in the market. And even if you win the trade, you're gonna be too nervous because of the road that you saw in that specific trade. Even what I usually do is that I open a trade and I don't look at the trade. If it's binary options, I don't look at it all until it already expired. Why? Because if I see that it's moving too much, I get too nervous, I get stressed out. And then I'm gonna make a wrong decision the next trade I place. Or I'm gonna be too afraid to enter a trade, I'm gonna lose a good opportunity, or I'm gonna enter a trade thinking that I need to recover money, and then I'm gonna make a bad decision. So my recommendation is don't let your emotions control you, and you're gonna be good to go. I hope these tips really help you out with your trading targets or goals that you have this month. I wish you a great holidays during this season. Even if you lose a few bucks, don't worry. I mean, health is way more important. Your family, your friends are way more important, and your life is way more important. All right. So trade safely, try to be happy, and I'll see you on the next video.